Okay, so now let me start with the topics that we will be covering as a part of this training program. We will have an introduction to the business analysis. So I will explain to you what business analysis is all about. Why is the role called as a business analysis or a business analyst in a software company? And what are the various activities that a business analyst will do in a software company? Next, we will move on to the definition of projects, software development lifecycle, phases of software development lifecycle, and then methodologies of software development lifecycle. Further to that, we will move on to requirement management. How do you gather requirements? What are the various techniques used to gather the requirements? What are the various tools used to gather the requirement? And what do you mean by requirement change management? So this entire process is referred to as software development lifecycle, software development lifecycle methodologies, and requirement management lifecycle. Next, we will see various BA artifacts. BA is a short form for business analysis. Artifacts. Artifacts are nothing but the documents, models, diagrams that you create using Visio, documents that you create using Word, various matrix that you create using Excel. It can be a requirement traceability matrix, or it can be a RACI matrix, RACI matrix, or it can be a standard balanced business scorecard, SWOT analysis that a business analyst should perform. There are various tools and techniques other than these artifacts that a business analyst must know. So those concepts will be explained to you in detail. Software testing, we will be covering manual testing, mainly the black box testing, that is to test the functionality of the system. But I will give you an explanation of what do you mean by an automation testing, what are the various tools available to perform automation testing. But as a business analyst, they wouldn't expect you to work on automation testing because that is programmatically done. Whereas black box or manual testing is a plain testing wherein if you know how to use the application or the computer, then it would be easier for you to conduct the testing. But there's a method in which you write the test cases, test scenarios, and test cases. So we will see all of those details, the concepts in detail. Project management, I will explain you what do you mean by a project charter. I will show you what is a project management plan document, but you need not work on it. It's the job of a project manager to create a project management plan document. And I will also teach you how to work on MS project, but that will be towards the end of the training program because the main area of focus in this training program is about the business analysis process and concepts. Next, IIBA. What is IIBA? What is ECBA? We will see in the forthcoming slides. Okay, so this is what I've been explaining you so far. Introduction, SDLC methodologies. Agile is one of the most important methodologies that the company will expect you to have an understanding of as a business analyst. So I will be explaining you the Agile, Scrum, and Sprint, which is a very common terminology that is used across software industry. Most of the software industries are using Agile methodology. These could sound a little different to you because if you're from a non-IT background, you may think, oh, is this something to do with program? This entire business analysis training program is not about any of the programming languages. That is for sure. Here, you will not be taught any of the programming languages like C, C++, or Java. But you must know why to use these programming languages and when to use this. Right? That's what is the role of a business analyst. So as I move forward towards the other slides when I explain more details about the business analysis process and the business analyst role, you will get a better understanding of who a business analyst is. Should a business analyst know the programming syntax, for loop, while loop, C, C++ programming languages? No, absolutely not. But should you know the names of these technologies that are there in the software market? Yes, that is very much needed. Business analysis, planning, and tracking. Requirements management lifecycle, project documentation. There are different types of documentations that you will be learning. business requirement document, functional requirement document, SRS or software requirement specification document, technical specification document. There are many documents that you have to learn as a part of this training program. Data dictionary and data flow diagrams. These are a part of your SRS document, which will be explained to you in detail. Database concepts and data modeling techniques based on the database concept. So as a business analyst, you must know some details about database. So from the basic of how to create, what do you mean by rows and columns in an Excel spreadsheet to how do you transform your data and rows and columns format to a proper table in a database will be taught. Okay, we have separate sessions for that in which each of the details will be explained to you from the basic to the intermediate level. There are so many tools available in the market to accomplish the business analysis tasks. The most common tools, software tools that are used in companies by business analysts are MS Word, MS Excel, MS PowerPoint. Business intelligence tools, I will give you an introduction to it. And as a part of the BI or the visualization tool, you'll be learning Power BI within Excel. It's one of the easiest tools. It is only selecting, dragging and dropping. That's all. It's the latest feature available from Excel 2010 or 2013 onwards. So that will be taught to you. And Tableau visualization. Tableau is a generic tool these days. To create any of the visualization, either you have to use Excel or you have to use Tableau. Other tools, other BI tools that are available in the market require programming knowledge, but with Tableau you can do at least 50% of your charting and graphing part or creating different types of geographic representations using Tableau very easily. Okay, it's just click of a button, that's it. Basics of SQL is very much needed as a business analyst, so you will be learning the basic concepts of SQL starting from a simple create, insert, update, and we will go up to joins, inner join and types of outer joins. So that will be towards the 75% of the training program. First part will be completely about business analysis. All other tools and techniques will be towards 60 to 70% of the syllabus. Once we complete 60 to 70% of the syllabus, we will move on to the tools and techniques. But MS Visio is a very, very important tool. So starting from third or fourth session onwards, you will be learning MS Visio along with other concepts. So as we learn the business analysis concepts, MS Visio diagrams will be taught to you at the same time. So it will be a good understanding of how do you work on the business analysis concepts, and then how do you use the Visio diagrams to support the document, or it could be supporting the business analysis process that you're currently working on. There's a tool called Pencil that is used for wireframes. Wireframes are nothing but prototypes of how a screen can look like. So a simple example is calculator software, right? In your system, there's a calculator software. So the calculator software has a main functionality to perform the calculations, mathematical calculations. So what should be the look of that calculator, where the buttons should be placed? That is called as wireframe. That's a wireframing technique. Another example, there is a website that you have to design. So where should be the home button, where should be the explanation, where should be the content, what is the header, what is the footer? How will you decide? So write-up is not just enough when you give the software development design to the developer. You should also create front-end view of it, simple view, so that the software developer can look at it and create a similar view of the software. So that's what the Pencil tool is meant for. Requirement management tool, we will see how to create requirement management or how to manage the requirements using tools. MS Project, we will only learn the basics of MS Project, wherein how to create a Gantt chart view And how to add the tasks in MS Project is what I will be explaining to you. Tasks and resources, but that is towards the end of the training program. That will be almost the last day of your training program, because the business analysis program ends with the MS Project introduction. So if the participants are willing to take up MS Project and the project management as your next set of learning, you can go ahead with that. You can inform your course coordinator, Mr. Sunil. He will take care of your project management requirements. Next, software workflow or issue resolving system. Example is a Jira. So how to use a software workflow or a ticketing system is what they will call these in the software companies. So whenever it's simple, when there is a problem with the system, a ticket will be raised and each of these tickets will be addressed. Priorities will be given to these tickets. That's what is the main use of the Jira tool. I will also give you an introduction to quality assurance. It is divided into two. One is the testing activity and the other is the core quality practice. And we have a number of projects, out of which one project will be for the core quality practice. Project management, as I told you, I will give you a demo of project charter. Project management plan document will be explained to you, but you may not create that as a business analyst. It's not a need for you to create that. You might not be expected to do that from a software perspective. IIBA website demo, ECBA certification. I will show it to you in the next slide. Interview question and answers and resume preparation. We have a number of interview question and answers collated, close to 1,000. So you can go through each and every question and answer. That's after the training program. Take your time with it and then you can get back to us for the mock interview. Once you clear the mock interview, you will be eligible for placement. Resume preparation. Any assistance relating to your resume will be given to you by Mr. Sunil, who's your course coordinator. Other than these, we also have a blog on which day-to-day recordings of the sessions will be uploaded. You can watch or you can revise what you have learned in the class by watching those videos. Assignments will be posted after the sessions. So you have to attempt the assignments in your free time. We understand that either you're studying or you're working. So if it is not possible for you to do it immediately, that's fine. Take your time whenever possible, finish it and you can submit it. At a later point in time, say after 50 to 60% of the course completion, case studies will be posted. So you have to attempt the case study. As a business analyst, how will you handle that particular business case? That is for your experience or hands-on. Query to the trainer option is available on the blog, wherein you can post your queries to me and I will answer you immediately. Within that day, I will make sure that I answer your query. So be it the simplest of doubt that you have pertaining to what you learn, make sure that you post it on the blog or you can ask me during the session. Good. So other than this overview, we have a very good document. There's a PDF document which has been shared with you all. So this is the business analysis training curriculum. So what this document is all about, we will be following the course content defined in this document. Every day I will have this document, this PDF file opened on my system, and whatever is the concept or the topic that is defined in this PDF, it is in the same sequence that I will be explaining to you. Okay, the entire BA course. Okay, I will be posting a lot of questions starting a BA role in Exxon on Monday. Can I have your name, please? One who has written a chat message. What's your name? Chidi. Okay. Okay, Chidi, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello?
Hi, Chidi.
Hello. Sorry, I'm coming up a bit late, man. I just had to.
No problem.
I just came back from work, so My name is Chidi. I had worked, I have experiences as a tax analyst, then a short experience as a BA, then I went back to tax analyst roles with the government. So I'm starting up a new BA role on Monday, basically, with Exxon. So I just want to refresh my memory. It's been a while. I worked on BA projects,
Okay. So what are you
So
currently
that's
working on?
huh?
What are you currently working on? I mean, are you into project management or technical role, or you're into non-IT related profile?
Um, non-IT. I work as a tax analyst for the state. So
Oh, okay, got it.
I,
So, okay,
yeah,
that's more domain specific,
more consulting.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good to know that, Shri. Most welcome to the training program. And of course, you can brush up all your business analysis learnings that you've done in the past. And there's going to be a lot of new concepts that you will be learning as a part of this training program. Most welcome to
Okay.
our training program.
How long is the training for?
Could you please repeat that for me?
I said, how long will the training last for? What's the period? Like from
Okay.
when to when?
The schedule will be shared with you by Mr. Sunil. He's your course coordinator.
Okay.
You can check with him.
Okay.
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 Yeah. Great. Thank you so much. Let's continue with the session. So the topics that are defined in this document will be explained to you on a day-to-day basis. Course schedule, class details, the session link, every day on which link do you have to click to join the go-to meeting. All these details will be explained to you and it will be shown to you on the blog by Mr. Sunil. You can please touch base with Mr. Sunil to get these details. Okay? Any questions so far? Okay, just to help Mr. Chidi, we have been talking about the topics that we will be covering as a part of this training program, Mr. Chidi. So this recording will be posted on the blog. So you can check with Mr. Sunil how to access the blog and you can go through the entire video that you have missed, because you've been a little late to the session. Whatever you've missed, you can go through the video. Okay. Now let us go through the other concepts of business analysis. So today being the first session, we will see what you must know as a business analyst, or what is the basics of business analysis. First of all, who has created this business analyst role? Why did it come into picture? There will be a group that gives business to your company. And there's going to be someone in your company who's going to take care of the technical activities pertaining to the project that comes through. But who is going to work on the interactions between the product owner, one who is giving the business, a stakeholder, one who is giving the business to your company, and the technical team that is going to work on the product need that has come through from a stakeholder. So there was a need for a person who can fit in between these two roles. One is the stakeholder and the other is the technical team. So a business analyst is a role that fits in between the stakeholder and the technical team. So what is the main job of a business analyst? Interaction between these two groups, interaction between the stakeholder group and the technical team. Okay, so with that understanding, we have a number of business analysts who are members of IIBA. IIBA is the International Institute of Business Analysis. It is the body that governs what are all the standards and practices that a business analyst must follow in a software company. That's what IIBA does. The second activity that IIBA does is it has 4 levels of certification to rate a business analyst. The experience of a business analyst can be well recognized based on the certifications that they can get from IIBA. So what is this IIBA? IIBA is the Institute of Business Analysis. Certification from IIBA is very much valid. So the certification that you get from TechieBees is going to help you. How? IIBA offers ECBA certification, CCBA certification, CBAP certification, and CBATL certification. ECBA certification is the entry-level certificate for business analysis. Once you complete the certification program with us, you will get solid 35 PDUs, that is 35 personal development units. Sorry, professional development units. So you can use these professional development units or PDUs to get your ECBA certificate, to take up your ECBA certification exam from IIBA. Or if you're already ECBA certified, if you want to get the CCBA certification, then you can use these 35 PDUs. So professional development units are nothing but the time that you've spent learning business analysis concept and the hands-on that you've got by attempting the assignments and other business analysis concepts that have been taught to you through TechieBees. Okay. So IIBA was started in March 2004 in Toronto. IIBA has several business analysts working under them. So these business analysts are from software companies. Like when you take up a job in a software company, you're a business analyst. When you get a membership from IIBA, you become a member of IIBA and you can contribute your ideas, best practices and standards to IIBA. Thereby, you are also helping IIBA to formulate or to create best practices and standards pertaining to business analysis. IIBA has come up with a guide based on all these business analysts' input. IIBA decided to come up with a guide. What is this guide called as? It is called as a BABOK. Business Analysis Body of Knowledge. Version 1 was created, version 2, and now the latest version is version 3. BABOK contains all the standard practices and the processes that a business analyst should follow. IIBA offers certification in business analysis at 4 levels, which I've just explained to you. The business analysis concepts described in this training program are an outcome of standard BA practices from the BABOK guide. So whatever you learn as a part of this training program, it is well defined in the BABOK guide. We follow the BABOK guide topics in the training program here. So you are learning the right practice and methods or the standards of business analysis process. Further to the BABOK guide, there is another guide that IIBA offers that is called as an Agile Extension. So as I told you, Agile, Scrum and Sprint are SDLC, Software Development Lifecycle methodologies, one of the methodology. So there is an additional guide that IIBA offers for Agile Extension. So as a part of this, these are given only to IIBA members. So only when you get the membership from IIBA, you will have access to these documents. But as you have enrolled for this training program, we are giving you these documents, not just these documents. There are so many documents and BA materials that you need to be very successful in your BA role when you take up a job. So all those documents, materials, diagrams, e-learnings, e-books, everything will be given to you as a package in this training program. So if you see here, there are a lot of materials which I will explain to you towards the end of this training program. What is that we're going to offer as a part of the study materials. So this is the BABOK guide. Whatever you see here in the PDF document which I've shown you. So you can compare the PDF document which we will be following as a part of this training program to the BABOK guide. Most of the concepts are sequentially organized in the training course details offered by TechieBees, and it will exactly match what you'll be learning in the BABOK guide. So after every session, you can look at the same concept in the BBOG guide and see additional details if you would like to learn more or try to understand what is that they have defined in the BBOG guide. It will match. It will exactly match. Okay. Certification for business analysis. There are two institutes that offers. One is IIBA, that is International Institute for Business Analysis. Another one is PMI, that is Project Management Institute. IIBA offers BA certification in 4 levels: ECBA, CCBA, CBAP and CBATL. ECBA 0 to 1 year experience. CCBA 3 to 4 years experience. CBAP 7 to 8 years experience. CBATL 12 plus years of experience. So that is the basic requirement for each of these certifications offered by IIBA. Next is PMI, that is Project Management Institute certifications. PMI PBA. This is the only certification program that is offered by PMI. They will not conduct any of the classes or sessions for business analysis. But based on your experience and learning, you can take up the PMI Professional in Business Analysis or PMI PBA certification that is offered by PMI. Another certification that is offered by PMI is PMI Agile Certified Practitioner. So after learning business analysis concepts, if you wish to learn more about Agile method of implementation of software development, then you have to take up PMI ACP certification. So you will be a certified Agile practitioner and you can work as a Scrum Master or Agile practitioner in a software company. But for that, some amount of project management and complete knowledge of business analysis is needed, even if you get to work as a Scrum Master or an Agile practitioner in a software company. Project Management Professional, PMP. So if you wish to take up the Project Management Certification Program, then PMP is the certification that is offered by PMI for project management activities. There is a guide called PMBOK, that is Project Management Book of Knowledge. It is only given to project management professionals, but as a part of this training program, as an additional material or that can help you gain knowledge, we are giving you the latest version of PMBOK guide, which is a PDF file. Any questions so far about the certifications?
So basically, this IIBA is the apex body to just certify this business analysts.
Correct. Correct.
So to just start as a business analyst, you don't need to certify from this institution, right?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Okay, good. Now let's move on to what is the career path of a business analyst. You will learn business analysis from TechieBees. You're going to become a business analyst, be it an entry-level business analyst or a slightly higher level, 1 or 2 years experience business analyst. What's next? What's there in life? What's going to happen to my career? From non-IT, I'm moving to IT. What can I expect in the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 12 years? What's going to happen? Here is the career path. Start as an entry-level business analyst. Next, mid-level business analyst. 3 to 4 years. You will be prepared for your certifications. Either you start with a ECBA certification when you reach 2 to 3 years, or if you have already done it by 0 to 1 year, then you will be eligible for a CCBA certification when you reach about 3 to 4 years. Then CBAP certification. Further, you further work as a business analyst. You get to learn more concepts about business analyst. You get more hands-on with the technologies. You get more hands-on with the domain. You get to know how to interact with a stakeholder. Okay, not just understanding the methods of getting the requirements. It's human, right? So how do you understand the human being involved there? And diplomatically, how do you get things done? That rapport is very much needed, because as a business analyst, you are representing your organization. The other organization is going to look at you and they're going to gauge your company. If they are a well-known client and they are there with your company from several years, that's okay. Even if one or two mistakes, it can be accepted and somehow managed. But if they're brand new client, how you project yourself, how do you carry yourself, how do you talk to them, how do you interact with people there, how do you showcase your business analysis understanding, how do you ask questions, how do you get the requirements, all of these will be observed and they will estimate or they will evaluate you as a business analyst. What have you learned and what is that your organization is all about based on your experience, right? So that's the reason only experienced business analysts are allowed to interact with the clients. So even when you start in a company, immediately they will not let you go and talk to a stakeholder. It will take time. Lot of internal BA activities will be given to you, and slowly after 6 months or 1 year, based on your capabilities, your communication skills, they will take a call whether you can go to the stakeholder company and how you can explain what your organization is all about and how do you work with the stakeholder to get the requirements, right? So it will take some time for you to reach a stage where you can directly interact with your stakeholders. CBEP certification, at that level you will be quite senior in your department. If you're working in the same company or a different company, whatever it is, around 7 to 10 years of BA experience, you will be called as a senior business analyst. So that's when you will take a decision. Okay, what should I do? Team leader role, technical lead role, project manager's role, or architect's role? 7 to 10 years is a period after getting business analyst experience. You will take a decision of what you want to become in your future career. Correct? So that's when you have to take a decision of which role you want to move into. There are two paths. One is a technical path and the other one is a non-technical path. Project management is a non-technical path. Business or enterprise architect is a technical path. You will either spend as a technical person around 5 years after your senior BA role or as a project manager for at least 5 years in a PMO, project management office. After that, you should get into the middle management or the top management role, a director, vice president, and roles above that. Finally, after 20-25 years, you will reach the CEO level. So up to 15 years, you can take a strong foundation of the details that you learn through this training program. So you start as a BA and your learning curve moves on up to say 10 years, and after that you take a decision, project management or architect, right? So that's about the career path. Where is a business analyst needed? Very important question, right? I'm going to learn all the business analyst concepts. I will learn the activity diagram, sequence diagram. I know SWOT analysis, fishbone analysis. Where will they hire me? That is the most important question. I can learn everything, but what I learn should be put to use. So what is the amount of opportunity that I have? That is most important. A Java developer can work only on Java skill set. C or C++ programmer can work only on C or C++ programming skill set. But as a business analyst, your exposure is vast. Why? Because a business analyst is needed in aerospace, agriculture, industry, business or professional consulting services, education industry, communications and publications, media industry, construction industry, consumer products, CPG and FMCG, defense, energy, engineering, finance and insurance sector, government and public sectors, healthcare and social services, hospitality and recreation, information technology, manufacturing industries, marketing, sales, NPOs, that is non-profit organizations, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, training, transportation, storage, wholesale, retail, HR analytics, digital marketing, capital markets, investment banking, you name it, and there is a need for business analyst. Why? I'm telling this, but I have to justify this to you, right? Why is it so? Because if they have to create a product, if a software has to be developed, there should be some meaning to that product that is getting developed. Calculator, they use is to perform mathematical calculations. In the same way, if it is going to be about healthcare, of course there's a domain there. Though it is a software, it is a software. It can be on any .NET platform, web-based, or it can be standalone application, C, C++, Ruby on Rails, or it can be Ajax-based, or it can be Java-based, JavaScript-based. So many technologies are available in the market. Or big data. So the latest talk in the market is about software industry is about big data, artificial intelligence, data scientist role, machine learning. What are all of these? These are the latest tools and technologies that are available in the software industry. So as a business analyst, what is the advantage? Though there is a change in the technology, you must only know what that new technology is all about, but you don't have to have hands-on with the new technology that has come up. Right? So what is the best part of it? Your job security. So there is a particular technology, and that technology lasted for 2 to 3 years in the market. And what happened after that? A new technology came in. The developer doesn't have good hands-on with the new technology. So what's going to happen? Developer will be moved to bench. He's going to lose the opportunity. But as a business analyst, what is the advantage for you? You know the name of the new technology. You know where it has to be used and how it is going to be used. You need not know which programming syntax or what looping structure is used in that. So any new technologies or tools that come up, you just need the knowledge of it and you must know where to use it. But still, your business analysis concepts that you've learned or that you'll be learning as a part of this training program will be common and it will be carried forward across industries. That is the best part of learning the business analysis concepts. Your exposure or the amount of opportunity, number of opportunities that you can expect is really vast. So after completing today's session, just open on Google, type business analyst jobs in the USA and check the number of jobs that you can find in Indeed or Dice or whichever website. So you will know, irrespective of the domain, there is a need for a business analyst. And if you know the business analyst concepts, business analysis concepts, then there is a place for you there. What are you going to gain? The next question is, yeah, there's exposure. Yes, I will get a job. Job security is there. Good. But why? Why do we all work? We work because we have to earn. Of course, you have to gain some knowledge as well, right? But what is that you can expect in terms of the monetary benefits? You will start with $50,000 to $60,000 per annum. Around 3 years, you'll be around $75,000. Around 5 to 6 years, you will get closer to $95,000 to $100,000. Around 7 to 8 years, you can cross $125,000 per annum. This is a survey conducted by IIBA, and these are the numbers. Now that the job market is doing really good and there are so many jobs and they're also paying well, so you can expect even higher than the numbers that you see here. So the time and the money that you're going to invest in this training program is really going to help you have a strong foundation in the business analyst role to take up a business analyst profile and grow with it, as well as do well in your career in terms of the monetary benefits and knowledge gain. Good. Any questions so far from any one of you?
So you mean there is a lot of business job option for this BA in this current industry, right?
Yes, I'm very much sure about it.
Yes, I'm very much sure about it. Okay, that's a very good point.
Yes, that is the
Yes, that is the advantage.
Randy, be with you.
Be with you.
Okay, I will mute you and I'll explain you. Okay. Yeah. To
I
answer
don't
that.
know. Every time, my pad is going to unmuted.
I'm not sure, but
I'm
there's
not sure, but there's an
you, not with other participants.
not with other participants. Okay, I'll try to connect through the laptop tomorrow.
That should help. Thank you so much.
That should help. Thank you so much.
Okay, to answer Randy's question, yes, there are a lot of opportunities. So you can open Google, type business analyst jobs USA, and just check the number of pages that runs into. Every day there are so many jobs created, and the best part of this business analyst training program is most of those jobs, whatever is the requirement that they are asking for, all those requirements are covered as a part of this training program. So I've looked at different types of business analyst jobs and different types of interviews that I have attended, different types of projects that I have worked on, my personal work experience with the US clients. So based on all of these, I have created a program or the syllabus for this business analyst training program that will surely help you get placed immediately after this training program, given that you concentrate on all the topics that will be taught to you in this training program, get good hands-on with it. Be it diagram or be it a simple Word document or Excel, you know those tools. Visio is a very easy tool. There's nothing complex about it. I will be explaining it to you from basics. But you have to get hands-on. That's the only, it's just 1 or 1.5 months of effort, time, and your hands-on with the assignments that will be given to you. And understand the concepts. That's what is needed. If you know all of these and if you're able to clear the mock interview with us, take my word, you are there and your job opportunity or the exposure that you're going to get in the IT industry is much, much vast. Good. Now let's move on to why BA role was created. There are so many roles in a company. So there was a need to hire people to the company, get employees to join the company, and that's where HR was needed. There was a need to calculate the salary and benefits for the employees, and that's where the finance team came into picture. There was a need for sales and marketing. Market your company's advantages or what your company can do, and then sales is nothing but getting business to your organization. So that's when sales and marketing department within the organization came up. In the same way, why did this role called a BA was created in the software company? Is this role BA only specific to a software company? No. BA, the term business analyst is generic. It is used in software companies. It is also used in domain specific companies. But in this training program, we will be targeting at IT related BA role, which means how do you work as a business analyst? Or as a business analyst, what will you do in a software company? That's what we will be targeting in this training program. Now let's see, why was there a need for a BA role in a software company? Why did they start this, and why did all the software companies finalize, or why did they decide to invest on a business analyst profile? Though they are not programmers, they don't know programming, they don't know computer language, then why should you pay so much to a business analyst? Can't a technical person or a developer directly interact with a stakeholder? No. There are so many activities that a business analyst can do that a technically trained or a programmer or a program analyst cannot do. Vice versa, there are so many things that they can do technically. A program analyst or a programming expert can do, but a business analyst cannot do. There was a lot of work done, but it was not productive. That was the first reason. A lot of work is being done, but it is not productive. Not productive means the expected target is not achieved. Not in terms of quantity. The quality of work is needed, correct? I work and work and work and work. Smart work is needed. Hard work, who wants hard work these days? You have to be very smart. Don't do it for 10 hours. Do it within 2 hours and finish it. That's what the companies want. So what happened? There came a need for project management. The companies decided, okay, there should be someone who has to manage the projects. Only when the projects are managed properly, there will be a clear picture of what work has been done. The productivity can be gauged or it can be measured. Then they introduced the project management practices. Organizations invested in project management practices. So what did the project lifecycle include? It had planning, build, test and implement activities. Was that sufficient? Still the productivity was bad. Why? Because the project management is only to manage the project. Then they identified that there is a gap between what the stakeholder has told and what has been communicated to the technical team. Project management only takes care of what is planned, what the requirement has come through. Is that built? Is the testing done? But that didn't solve the problem. Why? What is that biggest gap? The biggest gap is describe and define. There should be someone to interact between the customer and all other departments of the company. Be it a quality department, be it security department, be it networking team, be it development team, be it project management team. There should be only one person who has to interact with, or one group of people, set of people, and they are called business analysts. Business analyst, by the name, it means an individual who specializes in analyzing the business. What do you mean by analyzing the business? That person or the individual as a business analyst is responsible to interact with the stakeholder. Who's a stakeholder? One who gives the project. A stakeholder can also be called as a client, a customer. Interact with them. Describe or get the definitions from them. What do they want? Define what they want. Clarify what they're asking is possible or not possible. As a customer, I'm asking you something, but you as a company, you have to analyze whether is it possible or it is not possible. There are several scenarios where you have to say no to a requirement. We will see many such scenarios with domain specific examples. One simple example. The company says, I want all the resumes that are there. You imagine you're building a HR management system for a company, XYZ company. And that company is asking for all the resumes that are there in a third-party job portal. I want it to be in my database. Is this possible? Will the third-party database company agree to give? It is their business to get the resumes stored in their database, and the candidates apply and the employers pay them, get the login details, and then they search for candidates and hire. So if there is a requirement of get all the resumes from a third-party database and put it in my company's database, you have to say a big no to it because it is not possible. There are many such examples where you have to take a call, whether it is possible or it is not possible. And that is what is referred to as a go decision or a no-go decision. Feasibility study, evaluation. So these are specific terminologies used in business analysis process, which we will learn one by one as we progress through the course. But for now, understand one thing. Most important is business analyst role is in between the customer and all other departments of the company. Whatever is the need of the customer, that will be obtained from the customer and it is cascaded to mainly the technical team. If there are other teams who have to be involved in that requirement, business analyst will cascade. Cascade means what? Flow through or move it on. So business analyst or the business analyst team will only interact with the customer. None other departments, none other technical developers or project managers are expected to directly interact with the customer. But there is a slight variation to this in the agile methodology, which I will explain to you when we reach the agile software development methodology techniques. Any questions that you have? Okay, so to define a business.
So basically, this business analyst is the person who is bridging the client and the technical working group.
Yes, Randhir, you're correct. Business analyst is a role that works between the stakeholder and the technology team or other departments. So here if you see the definition, a business analyst works as a liaison among stakeholders in order to elicit, means gather, analyze, communicate and validate requirements for changes to business processes, policies and information systems. Any other questions for me? Okay. Next, there are so many other terminologies that are there in the software market. What are these and how do you compare these with a business analyst role or a business analyst designation? So when a HR calls you, what do they say? There's an opening for business analyst. Are you interested to apply? So what is business analyst? It is a designation or it is a role. The other roles that are similar to a BA's role, but slightly there is a variation. Business systems analyst. Business systems analyst will have 100% business analysis process knowledge and 50% of system or programming knowledge. They are 50% technical and they are 100% business analysis or a business analyst. Systems analyst on the other hand, they have 100% business analysis process knowledge. Throughout this training program, whatever you learn, they will know that. They also have 100% knowledge about the technology or the programming concepts. Getting a systems analyst or a white box tester, they are also referred to as white box testers if they participate in testing. They have both business analysis, thorough knowledge and programming related complete knowledge, not partial knowledge like business systems analyst. So what you will learn as a part of this training program is business analyst process. Business analysis process. So what can you become? You can become a business analyst or a senior business analyst based on your work experience after learning the business analysis processes and concepts in this training program. Other than these roles, you also have systems engineer. Who's a systems engineer? One who works on the system. Any system issues will be resolved by a systems engineer. They can also be involved in technology related activities and development related activities. Architect, they are technical people. They may be business or enterprise architects or pure technology based architects. Analyst programmers, they are programmers with programming knowledge. Other than the business analyst role, all other roles defined here will have programming knowledge. So as a part of business analysis process or as a business analyst, what should you do? You should bring about IT improvement, process improvement and business improvement in your organization. It is not just business improvement or business related activities. Even process improvements and IT related improvements have to be brought about by you have to bring the change in your organization. How to do that? Various concepts that you learn as a part of this training program will help you to be successful as a business analyst in a software company. Good. With this understanding, looking at these three diagrams, what can you explain or what do you understand? Now you know the basics of business analysis process or who a business analyst is. So looking at these three diagrams, what can you understand or what do you want to say? Anyone, just attempt, no problem. Even if it's wrong, it's absolutely fine. I'm going to explain it to you anyway, but I want you to try.
Okay. So I think the middle is how the technical team does it, and the left picture is how the customer wants it, and then it's the business analyst job to find the solution, which is the third picture.
Perfect. So what happened in the first diagram? That's what the customer explained. The customer explained there should be two ropes and the horizontal swing plates should be placed properly. It's just an example. But what happened? How it got cascaded to the technical team? Two ropes, but it should be vertically placed. Why is it in a different angle? Why is it tilted? So there's something wrong with the requirement that has been given by the customer. From customer to the technical team, whatever was cascaded is wrong. So it means the entire effort put by the design team or the technical team has gone in vain. It's gone waste because that didn't match what the customer has asked for. Why can this happen? Or why will this happen? This will happen when there are too many people interacting with the customer and getting the details. And not all the details are documented and collated properly to come up with the final single solution. That's not happening. And that's the reason vertical ropes have been designed tilted or in a different angle, which is absolutely wrong. And what happens? Finally, the customer says, what I wanted is different and what you've given me is different. So project is a failure. So from this, what you can understand? From this diagram, what is that you can understand? If the understanding between the customer and the technical team is not proper, if too many people are interacting and if the details are not collated and documented properly, if the design is not proper, if the requirements are not gathered properly, whatever you have got from the customer, whatever the time that you've spent in getting requirements from the customer will not be of use. It will get wasted because a wrong final product will be produced and the customer is going to deny. That is where the business analyst plays a major role. That's why we say the interaction between the customer and the design or the technical team is going to be the business analyst or group of business analysts. They will take care of what you get from the customers, what is getting cascaded to the development team. That is the main job of a business analyst. There are several other activities that a BA has to perform, which we will see in the forthcoming sessions. But the main important activity is what the customer says is what the development team or the technical team should understand. If there is a variation between these two, then what happens? The project will fail. So BA's important role is to make sure there is no variation between these two. So whom a BA is going to work with? Putting the business analyst in context. A business analyst is going to work with sponsor or owner or a stakeholder or a customer or a client. It all means the same. Project manager. How is a project manager different from a business analyst? As I told you, business analyst's important role is to understand what the customer wants, what the stakeholder wants, and then translate that to a meaningful document, design, wireframe, diagram, etc., and give it to the technical team or the respective teams for implementation. That is the main role of a business analyst. On the other hand, project manager is not going to be technically sound. Project manager need not know how to create a wireframe, how to create a SWOT analysis, or how to create any advanced technical information that a business analyst would prepare. But as a project manager, they will be responsible to overlook the project. What is happening? You said this will be ready by today. Is it done? Is it as per the schedule? If it is not as per the schedule, okay, I will mark it out of schedule. It's called a schedule slippage. So when there is a slippage in the schedule, the project manager will keep a track of what is happening. This had to be completed. Has that been completed? Yes or no? But they don't need to know you had to finish 2 modules of code. Within that code, you had to write 3 for loops and 6 if statements. No, that's not what a project manager should do. You have a wireframe. In that, there is a home button, there is a search button, there is a login button. Okay, let it be there. But it is a job of a developer to finish that within a day. So when asking, the project manager wouldn't ask, you finished that home button, you finished the search button? No. Have you completed the home page module? Have you finished the home page of the website? That's all they will ask. Within that home page, there is a flower or there is a button or there is a list box. No, that is a job of a business analyst and the developer. So that is the main difference. So the names of these controls, right? Buttons and beta list box, we will see it one by one. Don't think, okay, this is something new. It's little. Don't worry at all. These are all very basic concepts and these controls are very easy to understand using the pencil tool, which we will see in detail from basics to the advanced level. You don't have to worry at all. Next, we have seen a stakeholder, we have seen a project manager, we have seen a business analyst role, and we have also seen the solutions developer, one who builds the product. What is that product all about? HR, marketing, sales, finance, accounting, healthcare? You need a specialist who knows more about that particular subject. Without a subject, there is no object that you can create. If object is nothing but the software that you're going to develop, subject is nothing but what that object is all about. Why is that being developed? Why is that going to be used? So for that, you need a subject matter expert. So subject matter expert, SME, they are mainly found in domain-specific companies, but software companies do have subject matter experts based on the product development activities that come through to the company. For example, if there is a capital market product development, product, software, application, it all means the same. Okay? Or a system. So when there is a capital market project that comes through, so what's next? Who knows what is a common share? What is a preferred share? What do you mean by derivatives? What do you mean by fixed income? What do you mean by currencies, foreign exchange? What do you mean by maturity? What do you mean by yield? What is a bond ratio? Who knows the definitions for these? If it is a simple hospital management, yeah, you would know about it. Doctor is there, lab is there, different types of tests that will be conducted in the lab. These are all general subjects that we face on a day-to-day basis. But there are specific subjects, not many of them will be a specialist in. Capital market investment banking is one such. Not many of them would have known even these terms or what it means. If you really don't know what it is, you need a specialist who can help you understand what the subject is all about, based on which you can develop a software. So a business analyst should work with a stakeholder, project manager, subject matter expert, and the solution developer or your technical developer, the programmer. Any questions? Okay, your next question would be, so these are the 4 roles that a BA would interact. That's all is the exposure for a BA? No, BA's exposure is vast. BA would work with a sponsor, stakeholder, point of contacts, users, subject matter experts, change managers who work on requirement change management, technical writers, process analysts, system analysts, trainers, quality team, testing team, developers. Developers are those who are thorough with programming concepts. They are good with computer programming. Designers, solution architects providing a solution to the system, and project manager. There are so many roles that a business analyst would work with. So what that means? A business analyst exposure in a software company is much vast. What way will you be benefited if you get a better exposure or if you get to meet a number of people on a day-to-day work? The advantages: networking. How do you move up the ladder? It is only by networking. How do you get to know what is happening in your company? What is happening to a project? Networking. Only if you get to interact with a number of people, only when you work with a number of people, you'll get to know the things that are happening and you can get your work done at the earliest. You don't have to go in search of someone who can suggest you whom you have to contact. That's not what a business analyst is expected to be. At least it will take some time. It will take at least 6 months to 1 year of time for you to interact with a number of people in the company, get to understand what they do, and when there is a need, you must know whom to immediately contact. If the developer has a problem and you know someone from the networking team who can solve the server issue, you should immediately help the developer and tell, please contact that, or you dial up, you call that network person and you say, okay, please come here, we have an issue. So that is the kind of exposure you should have. Everything should come to your fingertips. That's what will help you flourish or do well as a business analyst and very quickly move on to your higher roles. Correct? So business analysis knowledge areas include business analysis planning and monitoring, enterprise analysis means entire organization level analysis, elicitation means gathering requirements, analyzing the requirements gathered, solution assessment and validation, requirements management and communication. So these are just titles. We will see each one of these in detail from the granular level or from the basic level. So just look at these titles and get used to these words. That's what we expect in the first session that you're having today. Correct? We cannot deep dive into these concepts today itself. So get used to these terms: business analysis, planning, monitoring, elicitation means gathering requirements, management, and these are all simple terms. So once you get used to it in 1 or 2 sessions, it would be easier for me to go ahead with the other set of topics. So slowly we will get into the business analysis concepts. So the role of the business analyst is to investigate the situation, analyze the strategy, model the business process, means create the business process, stimulate thinking, let people think, ask questions, or encourage people to think and come up with a lot of ideas. Developing business case. What is a business case? What is a use case? We will see when we learn more about the business analysis concepts. Specifying information systems. So these are the main tasks or just an overview of what a business analyst will do in a software company. This is a bigger picture. Scope or high-level requirements, identify the stakeholder, conduct workshops, interviews, document the business requirements, identify any constraints, approve the business requirements gathered, revise the scope or business case, design the solution, assess the design, requirements management and change management. Under requirement management, you have requirement traceability matrix, which we will see in detail. User acceptance testing, very important. As a BA, you must participate in UAT, which I will explain to you when we learn about software testing lifecycle. And then requirement change management. So project manager, below that business person, business analyst, business BA. Systems analyst, designer or programmer, IT BA. Stakeholders, business managers and SMEs. So this is the bigger picture of what a business analyst can do and where a business analyst exactly fits in. Next, we will move on to the BA tools. Any questions so far? So first few sessions could be a little theoretical, mainly the first 2 parts, Introduction to BA and Requirement Management Lifecycle, It will be a combination of theory plus Visio diagrams, but starting from part 3, wherein we will be learning more about the live projects and how do you create live documents and a lot of examples to the business analysis process. So under BA tools, we have 4 different sets. One is Visio, Word, Excel, very important. Another set forms SQL, PowerPoint and MS Project, Jira, Pencil and Requirement Tool. Pencil is for wireframing. Tableau, Power BI and concepts of BI, that is for your visualization part or creating graphs and charts. This is how we will divide the BA tools, and we will be covering all of these details. So even if you don't know how to use any of these tools, be it Word, Excel or Visio or Pencil, we will be covering each one of these tools in detail. Jira, I will just give you an idea about it. Jira is an enterprise tool and we wouldn't have a demo here. Okay. There are so many techniques that a business analyst would follow in a software company. So most common and most important out of all these techniques have been picked and it has been shared in the curriculum, training curriculum. We will be covering most of these concepts. There are a lot of templates which we will be covering. So what do you mean by a template? Is it different from a document? Yes. These are not standard documents. Templates are very handy to have a very organized or best practice in business analysis process. So all these templates will be given to you and how to use the templates will also be explained to you. These are just sample templates. There are a lot more templates compared to these. So those templates are very helpful for you to be successful as a business analyst. Unified modeling language, use case diagrams, activity diagrams, sequence diagrams, state transition diagram, state mission diagram. Each of these diagrams will be explained to you. So this is a sample use case diagram. What do you mean by a unified modeling language? UML. Basic, very, very basic. As a BA, you must know different types of UML diagrams and what the UML concept is all about. How do you create this? We will use a tool called Visio. There is also a tool called Visual Paradigm, but not many companies prefer to use Visual Paradigm. So we will work on Visio. Visio is the industry standard. Sequence diagram. This is a sample sequence diagram. So in sequence diagram, you will learn what are the sequence of activities that have to be carried out based on the activity diagram and the use case diagram. Here's a sample activity diagram. So this activity diagram is meant for interviewing a candidate and then hiring a candidate. So what is the need for an activity diagram? What will you display or represent using an activity diagram will be explained to you in detail. There are different types of activity diagrams which will be taught to you in detail. This is a sample state machine diagram, moving from one state to another state. If you know Visio, if you know how to describe different path or different functionalities of a system, it's a normal English statement, that's it. You must know how to use Visio and normal English. If you know this, then the diagram part is done. So you must know which diagram to use when, which document. That's it. It's done. So if you systematically learn it, then you will never forget it and you will practice it correctly or create it correctly when you work on different types of documents. There are different data modeling techniques. As I've told you, we will be working on SQL Server. That's one of the relational database management system. As a business analyst, you must know some basics of RDBMS and how will SQL look like. What is the need for SQL? What do you mean by a database? What do you mean by a table? What do you mean by entity, attribute, and relationship? What is a schema? These are all basic concepts that you must know as a business analyst, and it will be explained to you in very easier and simpler terms that you can grasp it And we will not get into advanced technical details about database. So don't think database, oh, okay, that's all a technical DBA, database administrator. No, you will not learn it at a developer level or a database administrator level. Whatever is needed at a BA level in the software companies, that's what I will be explaining to you. All right? Any questions so far?
Yeah, it's good. He's giving a good overview.
Could you please repeat that, Randeep?
No, I say it's good. It's giving a good overview.
Good. Thank you so much.
Good. Thank you so much.
Okay. So as I've already told you, quality assurance is a department in a software company. Not only in software companies, you have quality assurance department in other companies. So those from non-IT background, if you're from manufacturing firm, you'll know there's a quality department who follows Six Sigma or ISO standards in your company, but that will be based on the products that gets manufactured in the company. Correct? How different is that quality from the quality assurance in a software company? So what is the product in a software company? The software itself is a product in a software company. Software is the thing that has to be checked for quality. So what are the different methods in which quality can be given? Quality assurance group is divided into two. The first part that you see here is a testing based quality assurance. They are called software testers. And this entire process is called software testing lifecycle. Requirement design, test plans, test design, test setup, test environment setup, test execution, test reporting. So that's the entire software testing lifecycle, and a BA and a software tester will be involved in software testing lifecycle. Next, there is another group within this quality assurance. So what are they called as? They are called core quality assurance group. How different are they from testing? They will not do any product testing. They will not test any software. The core quality assurance team is responsible for implementing ISO standard, CMMI standard, IEEE standard, and Six Sigma to bring about process improvement and IT improvement. You need Six Sigma, ISO, CMMI, and IEEE. It could be for documentation, or it can be for development standards, code quality, everywhere. These core quality assurance practice teams will have measuring units called metrics. So metrics are defined by the core quality assurance group to bring about quality in the work that is done in a software company. They will not test the product for functionality. They will test if the proper methodology is followed in developing a product. If proper documentation techniques are followed in creating a document. If proper code review is done. What is a code? Programming written in a computer is called a code. It's called coding. So if the proper code review is done, then the product will work correctly. So whether the product is working correctly or not will be checked by the testing team. But core quality assurance team defines metrics on what basis should you assess the quality of code that is written by a developer. These are two set of activities. As a BA, you should participate in testing, black box testing or system function testing, and core quality practices. Okay, so how to participate in core quality assurance? Should I be ISO certified, CMMI certified, Six Sigma? You don't have to be. As a BA, you will work with them. But what inputs the Six Sigma team is going to give you as a business analyst and how you are going to take that forward is what matters then. ISO standards, of course, as a part of the documentation, you must know the ISO standards, and that will be taught to you how to create the Word document with proper ISO standards. CMMI and IEEE, those are specialities of core quality assurance group. You need not learn each of the chapters under ISO or CMMI or IEEE, but you will get to work with the core quality assurance group, and you may also participate in software audit. What do you mean by audit? That's a very simple process, and there is a diagram pertaining to it, which we will see in the future sessions. There's also a project pertaining to core quality assurance metrics. As a BA, you must know the names of the metrics and why it is used, which we will see when we look at the live project. Here is a sample visualization. Supposing you get to work with core or the planning and strategy department. So what will happen? In the planning and strategy department, you can't write theory. You can't write 100 lines of text and ask them to read. Simple to say what has been completed, what is pending, how many test cases, how many successful projects. Use simple graphs that can explain what you're trying to say within few seconds. Don't text. No one wants text these days. Reading text is a waste of time as per the management. Wherever needed, you can have it. But to say something, please have pictorial representations, means graphs, charts kind of representation, visualization. So graphs and charts and geographic representations are nothing but visualization. Where will you create visualization? Using tools like Excel, business intelligence tools, or simplest of all, Tableau. These 6 visualizations were created within 5 minutes of time. Yes, that's what Tableau is all about. It is very, very easy to use, and you don't need programming knowledge. Absolutely. At least 50% of the Tableau doesn't require any programming knowledge. Another advanced, intermediate to advanced level, of course, it needs programming knowledge or formula writing knowledge. You don't have to worry at that level. For you at a BA level, if you know how to create simple visualizations using the charts that are available in Tableau, how do you import the data into Tableau? More than enough. If you say I have BA skills, I know all the BA concepts, I know how to create documentation, I have different documentation techniques, I've learned it, I can do it as per ISO standard, and you know how to create visualization, you know how to use Excel, you know basics of SQL. Next day you will be in that job, you'll be joining that company. I can guarantee you that, because this is what the software industry wants. If they find a candidate with all the skill sets that which we will be teaching you as a part of this training program, you'll be placed immediately, because getting a combination of all this is getting difficult these days, because there's a role called data analyst in the market. So they are mainly involved in these kind of visualizations and working with data in Excel, etc. But if you say, I can work on SQL, I can work on visualization, I can also work on BA concepts, instead of investing in 3 resources, they will immediately hire you, because you're one resource who can work on the data analyst concepts, you can work on BA concepts, correct? So that's what we're making sure we're giving you all the required knowledge, and from a very, the way we're going to teach you, or the way I'm going to explain it to you, is going to be very, very easy, from a layman's language to what you have to do technically. And all the samples files will be given to you so that you get good hands-on with it. Right. So we have seen so much of information about BA today. Who's a BA? Why BA was needed? Why did software company decide to invest in BAs? What is BA going to do on a day-to-day basis? That's the next question. 8 to 5. Let us have a 9-hour schedule for the sample BA's day at work that I'm going to explain here. 8 a.m. It will start with daily stand-up call with the project team. Then meet the stakeholder, get the new project details, gather the requirements, review the newly suggested IT process, work on process improvement activities, check the functionality of a particular system, finish the requirement document work once you've gathered all the requirements, meet the development team and make sure that the development is happening as per the graphical user interface given to them. Check with the testing team. It's not one project. You may be involved in 2 to 3 projects. Each and every project you may be working on different activities. One can be user interface implementation, another one can be in the testing phase, another one in the requirement phase. Great. So the work delegation depends on your business analyst manager. There will be a BA manager or a BA lead who will take the decision of what work you have to do. Initially 6 months to 1 year, they won't give you any complicated work. Generally, it will be a desk-based work wherein you will either be testing a product, you will write test cases, or you will be creating documents, you will be creating diagrams in Visio. So these are easier and good activities that can help you get used to the company, get used to people there, interact with people, build your network, and then slowly understand how BA activities are performed in a company, in your company, the company that you join. So most of the software companies will have similar set of activities to be performed as a business analyst. Okay. So don't think company A and company B has different BA roles. No. The activities will remain the same across the software industry, across the geographic locations, be it anywhere in the world, any software company. Then you have to create minutes of the meeting for all the meetings you have attended. If you're working on Agile, then Scrum-based follow-ups and sprint inputs are needed, which we will see in detail in the later sessions. Finally, you have to report it to the management. End of the day report. What did you do? Any problems that you have seen? Any issues that should be resolved by the next day? Anything that the development team is running short of, or they are not having, they lacking a skill or lacking a tool or an asset, whatever it is. You have to bring it to the management's notice and the project manager's notice about it, and you have to solve it at the earliest so that the next day's work will be a smooth flow. Making the work a smooth flow is the job of a project manager. But what are the barriers or the obstacles that you have found should be reported on a day-to-day basis. If not on day-to-day basis, some of them do it on a weekly basis. Every Friday in the evening, they will send a report. That's called as a weekly report. So BA's life at work is going to be very, very busy. It is not just one testing activity or one particular development activity. There are so many activities that a BA is going to do. So what is the advantage? Job security. You will not be thrown to bench at the earliest, because there are so many projects that keeps coming in, and irrespective of whichever technology, a BA is needed. So somewhere they will place you in some project, right? To summarize, BA's role between the stakeholder and the technology. BA helps gather the information from the stakeholder to analyze the business, get the business details, describe, define, and analyze the business, give it in a proper design, diagram, document format to the development team or the technology team to create the product. You know what has to be done, how it has to be done, you are giving the model. Looking at that, the technology team has to do it. Finally, after the technology team, testing is done and it is given to the consumer or to your stakeholder. So whatever the the information that the BA is going to capture from the business or the stakeholder, and that goes to the technology, is very, very important. If something goes wrong there, the project will collapse. It will be a complete failure. So who's going to be there in the business? Your stakeholder. Stakeholder's point of contact, one who gives money, one who gives project to your company. Who's going to be in the business analyst team? Business analyst, lead business analyst, senior business analyst manager. Technology team includes developers, programmers, development engineers, system engineers, all those individuals who are good with technologies. An individual cannot be thorough with all the technologies. I can know Java, I can know C, C++, I know about 5 to 10 programming languages. That's my limit. Okay, if there is a project relating to a different programming language, ASP.NET. I do not know ASP.NET. So what does that mean? You have a different set of people who specialize in .NET, who specialize in BI, who specialize in system programming languages like Java, JavaScripting, C, C++, etc. Embedded programming languages, embedded systems. There are so many programming languages and technologies that are available in the market to get the software done quickly and serve the purpose of the customer. Any questions that I can answer for you? So as I've already told you, I'll be helping you with your interview question and answers. Resume preparation, you can check with Sunil. Need be, I can also help Sunil, or I can be there with you when you prepare your resume, so that you have the right skill sets mentioned on your resume, and when we place you, it would be much easier for you to get through the job. What's the difference between a product owner and a BA? Okay. See, a product owner, at times, they use it in two different ways. One is the owner, one who's giving the product development activity. So who are they? They are nothing but your customer or the stakeholder. The other way in which this term product owner is used is, in a software company, one who is responsible for that product to be created. They are called as product owners. Product owners will be much worried about how the product is built, what modules are going into it, and they will closely work with the project manager. They are more specific to the product, but if you ask me, are they thorough with the business analysis concepts? Will a product owner interact with a stakeholder to gather requirements about each of the screen? No. How the product is built, what are the modules in it? See, supposing there's an ERP product that is getting built. Sample ERP products include SAP product, or it can be a NetSuite product. NetSuite is an Oracle product, so that's an ERP system. So as a product owner, they will be more bothered about what that product is all about, what are the various modules that should go into it, what is the subject of that product, right? But they're not bothered about how the look and feel of it, the wireframe should be created, what is the solution of that, complete solution architecture of that particular product, that will be taken care by the BA. In most of the companies, to answer your question, is there a difference between a product owner and a BA? That product which is getting developed will be given in the hands of a BA, because BA is giving life to that product. They're getting the requirements from the stakeholder, and they're creating the design, they're creating the architecture of it, and they're giving it to the technical team. So they also become the owner of that product, because they take care of the complete building or the development of the product. But if that product has to be explained to the stakeholder, user training, final deployment of the product, training the end users, that's not the job of a business analyst. So in some of the companies, they differentiate these two roles. Say BA will be involved only up to testing and deployment, and after that the product owner is responsible for what happens after deployment. They are still the owner of the product. Who is going to use it? Any license demands, any severity escalations that comes through about that product, end user training, production training. So these are all done by the product owners. Product owners may know the product in detail, but they may not be 100% good at the business analysis concept that takes through the complete software development lifecycle. What is software development lifecycle? We have to see that in the forthcoming slides. So in the next session, we will see in detail about software development lifecycle. In today's session, I will just give you an idea of what is this SDLC all about. Software development lifecycle, or SDLC, it has 6 different phases: plan, analyze, design, implement, test, and maintain. Deploy and maintain. First, plan what you have to do. Second, analyze information of what you've planned and what you've gathered. Third, design. From the requirements you have analyzed, create a design for the system. Fourth, give it to the implementation or the technology team to build the product. 5. Once the product is built, test the product that has been created or built. 6. Everything is done, product is working correctly, customer is happy, your company is happy, everyone is happy, testing is all perfect. What you should do? Deploy it. But don't think after deployment there wouldn't be any bugs that or defects that may not come up. There's high possibility that defects may come up when the end user in the production environment uses the product. So after deployment, maintenance and control is very much needed. So these are the 6 different phases of software development lifecycle. Within planning what you do, within analysis what to do, design what to do, we will see it in detail when we get to learn more about the software development lifecycle. But prior to that, you must know what is a project and some basic concepts, and then we will move on to the SDLC, which we will do it in the next session. Okay, so as I've told you, here are list of all the drawings. So we have a number of drawings. These are all Visio drawings. Okay, a lot of drawings are available. So each of these drawings will be explained to you. I will show you how to draw these using Visio. I will draw it and I will show it to you so that you can grasp how to use Visio and how to create the drawings. We have close to 30 drawings. You can go through it. Projects. We have a number of projects. So for each of the document type, there is a project that I will be explaining, and I'll try to cover different domains as much as possible based on these projects. Next, practice questions. Have assignment questions. A lot of assignment questions are there. As and when I complete that particular topic, only those relevant questions will be posted. Case studies, quiz questions are also there. It will be posted on the blog. IIBA, all the documents that IIBA provides to the members will be shared with you. If you are a paid member of TechieBee's BA training program, you will have access to the blog and you can download all these materials. There are so many documents. These are working documents which we will be going through while we learn the concepts in the training program. Slowly we will see each of these concepts. There are so many diagrams. You can look at these diagrams and you can create the Visio models. Interview question and answers. A lot of interview question and answers are given to you, and practice questions without answers are also given. Applications. All the softwares that you need to install on your system with trial links are available in this folder. It's there on the blog. You can download it from the blog. If you have any difficulty in downloading these details from the blog, please contact Mr. Sunil. These are ebooks for your learning. If I find some more books, I will be posting it there. It's going to help you. As I told you, there are a number of templates that we have. Templates wouldn't take much longer to explain you, but at the same time, it is very, very important. So what is an observation template? How will it look like? So whatever you observe as a business analyst, you have to make a note of it. So you need a sample observation template that can help you capture all the details. So it's very easy to explain, but creating these kind of templates could be time consuming. So if you have these kind of templates handy and you know how to use these when you conduct an interview, what are the information that you have to capture? Simple templates. These are not documents, these are templates, but it will be very helpful to you as a business analyst. Okay, we have a lot of templates, and of course you have good number of documents. So when you look at the documents, for example, how a BRD should be created, very, very important for a business analyst. Business requirement document. How should it be structured? This is a standard business requirement document. So what you should do and an example of a software. Widget is a software here, widget development. So how do you write the BRD for the widget interactive naming system software will be explained to you in this. Similarly, we have a healthcare project. It's called a DAGSoft project. So here in the DAGSoft project, we'll be explaining you what you will have to know about a diagnostic center's automation activities. So similar to that, there are many other documents which we will see. There's a cafeteria ordering system. Okay, so this could be for, yes, you have access to all these documents. You can download and you can use it. Okay, this is a sample DFD document, sorry, DFD diagram within your SRS document. SRS is a very important document. I will explain you each and every topic. These are standard documents. Directly use it in the company where you get to work as a BA. So if you understand what I explain you under each of these topics, you can directly use these documents. That's all. To answer your question, can you download? Yes, this is the zip file which we have uploaded. So in this zip file, you have all the information, all the diagrams, study materials, everything, all the templates, whatever has been shared with you, including the PDF file. So day to day, you can see as we progress through the course, you can also keep a track of it by going through that PDF file. This entire RAR file or zip file is available for download from the blog. You can download it and you can use it. If you have any difficulty in downloading, please let Mr. Sunil and me know about it. We will help you with it. Okay, good. So we have completed the introduction, or we have done an introduction to BA. We've covered up to role-based definitions. So next session, we will start with what is a project. I've given you an overview of software development lifecycle because I wanted you to get the feel of how a topic discussion could be, but we will see in detail of what is software development lifecycle and what will happen in each and every phase. Okay, I'm done with the topics to be discussed today. It's time for questions now. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, hello. So my question is, what can we do for, what can we do right now to prepare for next time?
What do you do?
Like, what can we review on our own to prepare for the next lecture?
Okay, you can go through the video and try to get an understanding of what business analysis is all about. What do you mean by business analysis? Who's a business analyst? Whom a business analyst would interact with? Get used to different roles in the company. So when I say a developer, a technical team, quality team, so you must have an understanding and you must get used to these kind of terms. That is the main intention of having an intro session today. In today's introductory session, basic details about a BA's role and an introduction to the software company and different roles that are there in the software company have been given to you. So if you just go through the video once again and you get these terms registered in your mind and what is the difference between a project manager, BA, and whom the BA interacts with, what you can expect from a BA's role, etc., that would be more than enough. So today there's no assignment. From next session onwards, I will be posting the assignment questions. Okay. Try to download Visio on your system. Next session or one session after that, we will try to create a simple basic flowchart using Visio. That is the easiest diagram that you can create using Visio.
Okay. How often would we be having these classes?
It's going to be the alternative days. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is what I've heard from Sunil. But Yeah, that's how it's going to work starting from today.
Okay, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay.
You can confirm that with Sunil. That would be better.
Okay,
because
I'll confirm that. But
it's Monday,
then again,
Friday.
I probably might be asking some questions ahead of the class later on, like if I face challenges, because I said I'm going on a live. I've once worked as a BA,
Sure.
you know, so
Mm-hmm.
but it's been a while, so yeah, I'll be asking questions as we move forward.
Sure.
If I face challenge on my daily duties.
Sure, you can let me know.
Okay.
Because you are getting into BA role and you cannot wait for the completion of this course and then.
No, I'll complete it. I'll complete it, but then I said, as I face things on a
Okay,
daily
you're
basis,
just brushing up. Okay, no problem. So if you have any questions, you can post it on the blog, or you can ask me, and I'll be glad to answer you.
Okay. And then how do we assess all those things from? Like, I didn't see any document or link we can use to assess.
You need a blog access. So you have to register or you have to enroll for this training program, and then they will add you to the blog list. Sunil is the administrator. Once you're added to the blog list, you will have access to the blog. So you can immediately download all the materials. And it will really help you because you're taking up a BA role very soon, right?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions that I can answer?
I don't have any question.
Okay, good. So I hope today's session has been very informative to you all to help you get basic understanding about the BA's role. So as we progress through the other sessions, you will learn a lot more details about BA, and it would be much interesting, and there's going to be a very challenging and a bright career as a business analyst once you finish this training program. Thank you all for attending today's session, and let's meet in the next session. For any assistance, please do contact Mr. Sunil through phone, or you can send an email. Let's meet in the next session. You all have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.